All right, guys, welcome back to another video here on the John Doc YouTube channel. It is a stormy, rainy day here in North Carolina. If you guys are from North Carolina, you'll know what I'm talking about. The whole state is just getting hammered. It's been raining like this. God, it's windy as hell. It's been raining like this for, I don't know, like since last night. And it's supposed to rain like this until like Sunday. So we got a bunch of rain coming, which means we're not out racing, but we are working hard in the shop and we're getting everything about running. Before we really get started in today's video, I know you guys, I see the comments, you guys are like, man, Phil's intros make the videos. So, you know, if you guys are here for Phil, I'm gonna give you your moment of Phil. They've been talking about you, Bo.
Bo, I cannot get over the shirt that you have. Is that like a rain shirt?
Yeah. It's like a golf, it looks like a garbage bag, I know, but it's not. It's Nike, okay? This is name brand, Phil.
That's Nikkei right there.
This is hold on.
What?
I gotta clean the lens before we do your intro. Everyone's been talking about your intro.
Oh yeah.
They love you. They love you. Some merch plugs.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Hey motherfuckers, Black Phil, at it again with another fire ass intro for you people sitting at home on your couch eating potato chips, not doing shit, waiting to get that double entry. Well, guess what? Today is your lucky day. Double entry, new Charlie Murphy shirts with blue lettering on them on black shirts. We don't offer white shit because we're too cheap for that. Black shirts are cheaper.
All right, guys, don't want to misinform you. We're not cheap here at LS Nasty. We just like black shirts because they don't get dirty. We got brand new LS Nasty shirts out right now and a matching hat. They're Charlie Murphy inspired. Blue lettering. I'm not really a big blue fan, but the car is blue, and you know, you got to rep it because everyone loves them, some Charlie Murphy. So go and get them. I'll have them up on the screen here. They're double entry today. Today, when you guys see this, will be Friday, so the giveaway ends Sunday, so only got a couple more days to get your entries to win Charlie Murphy. It's a badass car, Holley EFI 5.3 single turbo. It's a pistons rods motor. It runs on, like I said, Holley EFI. It's on the Holley Terminator system, Holley boost control. It's got a power glide, a Strange Engineering 35 spline 8.8 rear with Strange suspension on it. Car sits down nice and low. It's a badass ride. It's got a custom LS Nasty hood stack exhaust, so everyone will know car's fast. It's got some style, and you can drive it around. What more could you want from that? So go down, first link in the description below, and get entered to win. Check out the LS Nasty merch store. We got a bunch of stuff up there. We got hats, hoodies, stickers, shirts. We got winter caps. We got face masks. We're currently out of socks. I know it's a heartbreaker. Everyone loves the socks. Everyone that's got the socks has loved them. I love them. We'll have more for you soon. So let's get into today's video. All right, the weather's been kind of shitty, so we have been in the shop doing some work. You guys saw the video the other day where we were putting together our, I'd say, conservatively 1,500 horsepower LS motor.
Yeah, I'd say 13 to 1,500.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably not going to run it that hard, but
you probably could. I mean, it just depends on how often you want to work on it, really.
If we wanted to push it, we could probably make 15 to the ground all day long.
Yeah, with the right turbo setup, it'll take it probably.
So this one right here is nothing crazy. Like I said before, it's one of the Black Sheep Street packages with stock heads. It's got a lam cam in there. It's got H-beam rods, a nice wide scope piston, a 4-inch stroke crankshaft. This one's actually a 383 stroker, so it is just a little bit bored out for the 5.3. Aluminum block, 706 heads. Got a 660 spring package on there. We have the Speedmaster. Oh, hey, that's him. That's him. That's the other guy. Oh, we got two Food Line guys that love us. Got truck drivers be going by. They show us some love. If you drive past here, just lay on the horn so we know you guys are. Oh, it could be Trondell. It could be Trondell. Speedmaster rocker arms. Ben was putting those on there to get a push rod measurement because we did mill the heads a little bit. So slightly shorter push rod than factory. But like a factory style push rod's a 7.400. We are going to be running a 7.3, 7.5. So very, very small adjustment. But we do have these adjustable rocker arms. So we're excited about that. This motor is going to be coming together. I got some parts. Whenever UPS gets here today, they should have the rest of the parts we need. Melling oil pump. I did get an LS3 front cover for it because we are going to run the factory cam gear and cam sensor. I got an ICT billet valley cover for it as well. And we got an oil pan and pickup tube and everything like that. So we're about ready to put this bullet in the car, set it in there. So once we get all that stuff taken care of and set it in the car, it'll be good to go. I might order those. Well, I guess I really don't have to until we start running water through it. The little freeze plug block offs that Motion Raceworks makes.
Yes, you can also put a water fitting in the head.
We could. If we want to run water just... Well, see, we got it half filled, so you can run...
What you can do is you could run it in one, like you can run it in here, because this will come through and along here.
I guess you could run water. Any benefit for us running? No, zero benefit for us running water. We are not driving it around, and we have push vehicles, so it's no big deal. Honestly, you could drive it back to the trailer if you're not on it hard. You know, get to the top end, pack your parachute, give it a second, fire it up, and drive it back.
Like we did Chris's heads on that small block 40 head.
You had water fittings right in there.
Black pipe plugs.
Yep.
They sit flush and they look clean.
So we're about ready. How do you feel about this motor? It's a very nice motor, isn't it?
I got a black pipe plug you can put in there.
Excuse me? What? Phil, my mother watches this channel. I don't know what kind of off-color jokes. No pun intended. All right, so enough of Phil's nonsense. Enough of the squid belly motor. We're talking about the Nitrous car, everyone's favorite multicolor silver car. Ben did a great job throwing the transmission back in there, so Ben, thank you for throwing that in there. Got it fired up, put a new set of plugs in there. I got some plug wires on the way for it. Drive shaft, we talked about the drive shaft in the last video, and with the measurements that we got matched the drive shaft that we had. We couldn't figure out what the issue was after looking at it. Sometimes you just got to look at it.
Look at that.
I can't pull it out either. I'd have to drill it.
What, you just look at it?
You just gotta look at it.
The yoke was the culprit.
Yep.
So we put the correct yoke in there. We were able to install the drive shaft, no problem. It sits out perfectly an inch. I mean, everything is right the way it needs to be.
It was a long yoke that somebody cut down, and so the splines are normally as deep as they are on the strange yoke, but somebody had already taken a ton off of it, so
it wasn't splined all the way through.
yeah, it was already at the bottom.
And that's what because it sat in there, right? And I couldn't I don't know about you, but I was very confused when we got the measurement and then we measured the drive shaft and they were the same, and I was like, what's going on? I was like, what's going on here?
We measured it, and we were like, it was literally the same thing. Like what we said we needed
Is what we had.
And then so we changed it, and it was perfect. Remember how we, with nothing in there, we pulled the yoke out an inch?
Yep.
That's literally where it's at right now.
Yeah, so that's we got that, and that was, I mean, very, very, very few issues to address with this car. It's a very complete car. It runs good. It sounds good. So we got the transmission taken care of. We got the drive shaft and the yoke taken care of. He fired it up yesterday. Jason Wicker went through the transmission. He said he modified the pump for a turbo car to help with converter charge pressure in case this car ever does become a turbo car, or in case we ever sell the transmission and it goes into it, or put it in a turbo car. And then he went through, put a different sprag and different direct drum in there, same valve body and all new clutches, and deleted the whine.
Yeah, he did. I'm sure he shimmed them up and said all the clearance is good, and I'm sure it's got a ton of pump pressure. So.
Yeah, no, I haven't felt it, but the first thing I asked you, I said, does it still sound like it's got a big old 1471 blower on it? Because you would hear that thing from outside the car.
Yeah, it was loud.
So should we fire it up?
Yeah, go ahead. That'll break the door.
Do I need to sit in there?
I just make sure it's in park.
All right, well, I'll sit in there just because I've had flashbacks. So we'll get this thing all fired up. So if you guys don't know the setup on this car, I talk about this car a lot because it's a very, very nice car. It's a 370-inch forged LS motor. It's pretty high in compression. You can hear it hits pretty good. It's got a AccuFab throttle body on there, Super Victor intake with nitrous outlets puck. It's got a TH400 transmission. It's got a Freak Show converter. Wait, what converter is it? It's a Freak Show? It's the green one. Yeah. So it's got that in there. It's got a strange rear end. It's got really good parts in it, and it's a really nice piece. Turn the fuel pump on. There's the fans. There's the ignition. Hey, it's not. Where's the blower? You took the blower off of it?
Yeah.
Let's see if it goes into gear good. Before it was very lazy going into gear. Oh, people don't understand. You can feel it.
Try reverse.
You guys can't feel it, but when... Oh yeah, you can feel it hit. It hits good. definitely, but before the issue was, it was super like soft and slow going into gear. As soon as you pull it into gear, you can see the car shake probably. Very good. Money well spent. Okay. Whenever you're checking transmission fluid, check it with the vehicle running, cycle through the gears, and make sure you get a good reading with it running. Don't check it with it off because it'll throw your reading off. Oil pressure looks good. Water temp not up there yet. Voltage looks good. Good. We'll get out here and give you guys a looks good, sounds good. Yeah, put a fresh set of plugs in there as well. Put those plug wires on it. We got some red plug wires. I got them ordered. I run all MSD plug wires and all of our stuff. They work really good. The red is for our boomers. Everyone loves a nice set of red spark plug wires. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on the dyno. We'll verify the tune-up's good. Once our all motor tune-up's good, we should be ready to spray it. So yeah, I mean, car's pretty slick. Definitely happy with it. Probably one of my better purchases. I've purchased some shitty cars before, purchased some projects, but this thing's very complete. Does that mean I can daily drive this now once the rain's gone? And we're gonna be riding to work together, huh? We gotta get a pump gas tune-up for it, though.
So, these later on, the secondaries open. Some of them are progressive. They'll move like that. Like a circle track,
yep.
They're coming out of a corner. They want them to both do that. These follow that one, and
then. Sounds good. I'm pretty happy with it. So you guys will see some dyno videos. We'll get this thing on the dyno. What do you think it'll make on motor on the dyno?
I have no idea.
I have nothing impressive. Our dyno's hard on numbers. I say if it makes 400 horsepower, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
On motor. Yeah. If it makes 400 on motor, I think that's pretty good. So got this thing all fired up. No complaints there. That's it sounds good. It looks good. It's gonna run good. And off to the dyno next. We're gonna have to wait till. Hey, you guys done over there with your Hondas? We can get on the dyno. You can move the Honda out of the way. Yeah. All right, Ben. This is our first, maybe our second car with exhaust we have to put on the dyno, so it's gonna be a fun one for sure.
Yeah, and it's even got a spot, I think, where it's just an O2 sensor with the pigtail cut off of it. We can put the O2 in
right in there. Yep. So it will be good.
And
so
it's got one on board too. So
it does it. Yeah.
And see how they look.
I think we're going for like a target of 13.0 across the board, and if it's good there, then we will. I mean the nitrous, as far as nitrous tuning, it's got a standalone, so all that's done with the standalone fuel system. So we just got to put the proper jet in there, verify, and really get dialed in on the dyno.
They have a chart online. So like your normal EFI plates and stuff are very simple. Like they don't want to overcomplicate it. But like when you start talking about direct port and pucks and even some of the bigger like plates that flow like 600, there's like a chart and it's like a spreadsheet and it shows you for
what base fuel
level, like if you're the advertised horsepower, the nitrous jet that flows that amount, and then the fuel jets that flow that amount, and at what different fuel pressures with different jets give you the different pounds of fuel per hour per pounds per nitrous per hour.
Because with a standalone fuel system, you're not running off of your fuel pressure that the actual motor's running off of, which is like on a LS car be like close to 60, 58 pounds.
Right, you're low pressure.
Which is like 10 or
6 to 10.
6 to 10.
So they give you like a like a pounds per hour, like a equivalence ratio to start with, and you tune from there. So like each chunk of like 100 horsepower jet section will be like that big, and it's like in the middle. Like you start there, and really just
you gotta dial it in.
How it looks on there.
It's very I don't want to say outdated, but I mean, you literally make a pull and you're like, oh, it needs more fuel, and you go and you take a jet and you put a jet in there, and then you try it again and you're like, oh, well, it's either good or it needs more fuel, or you take some fuel out, and it's just changing jets. So compared to what we've been doing, like with like big injector, alcohol, fuel tuning, like this is about as simple as it gets.
And once you get to the track, then you, for the fuel, again, you read the plugs for fuel, and generally speaking, every 50 horsepower for nitrous, you take out 2 degrees of timing. So most people generally start there, get their fuel right, and then once they get their fuel right, then they'll play with like the timing, and like if everything looks cold, you know, add a degree to it and make another pull, or not a pull on the dyno, but a pass on the track, and see how that reads.
So we're gonna be checking a lot of spark plugs.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're really planning on, well, I can tell you, I'm not really planning to lean on this thing that hard. I got a number in my head that I think I want it to run. If it runs that number and it drives around the street, I consider that a pretty badass car, and that's going to be our goal. So big shout to Jason Wicker, Wicked Performance, Raleigh, North Carolina. He did my transmission rebuild, knocked it out of the park, super great pricing, very timely, and just an awesome dude. So if you need anything, he does a lot more than just transmissions up there, so give him a call and check him out. Other than that, very excited about this car. It's a badass car, and I can't wait to make my first pass on nitrous. So we'll probably have some fun with nitrous on the dyno first, and then we'll take it to the track and have some fun there and make some power. So that's gonna wrap up today's video. Got the car all fired up, everything sounding good. If you guys really did like that blower whine sound the transmission made, I'm sorry, but it's gone. Gone forever. No more blower sound out of the nitrous car. Don't forget, we only got a couple days left on the LS Nasty giveaway for Charlie Murphy Turbo Mustang. So go down, first link in the description below, and check that out, lsnasty.com, and you can go and get entered to win. Every item you purchase is an entry to win, except for the hat. The new hat and the new shirt are double entry right now until midnight, so go and get entered there. And you never know, if you don't enter, you have 0% chance of winning. It might only take one lucky purchase and you will be the winner. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.
If you understand, you know.